there, partner.
Dun, 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 dun. Y'all ready for this? What is up, Jlannd? We back.
Jimmy Riley, man. Who let the dogs out?
Who? God.
Who let the dogs out? We back, baby.
I mean, just a random tidbit. I'm pretty sure that's a cover song by the Baja Men. That's not their OG song.
Oh, really?
If you would have told me that, would have never known. Let's get into it. What the fuck you been up to? I see you back in the weight room, pushing weight around, acting like a bully.
I'm trying. I just got back from hooping right now, so I hooped. I just made myself some dinner, ate dinner real quick, watching a little bit of Pulp Fiction.
Wow.
Classic.
A nice little Royale with cheese.
So I just hooped, but yeah, I recently just got a gym membership at the rec center, which is like a block away from our house. It's $15 a month. It's just like this little old weight room that's just everything you need and nothing more. You
Nice.
know?
Honestly, the video that you posted, I think it was benching or something, but it just reminded me of the Willow Glen weight room. Just the tad bit in the background. I was like, that reminds me of home.
It's all you need. It's all you need. And every time you go in there, you're pretty much in there alone. You could Bluetooth up to the speakers and play whatever music you want.
Nice.
Like it's like your own personal gym. Now I'm thinking maybe we find a way to get a cold tub system going here somewhere. Some sort of sauna. How do we manufacture a sauna? Because those are the things that I feel like having a good gym membership is really worth it for. It's like having a sauna. Imagine if your jiu-jitsu studio had a sauna.
Dude, tell me
and
about it.
Dude, what if you had to pay an extra $20 a month or whatever it is?
I'd pay an extra 100. Like, no joke. It is crazy though. We have one gym around here. I think it's 10th Planet Oakland, and they just moved to a new location, but they put in like a state-of-the-art weight room, like nice ass. And so like they have a gym on top of their jiu-jitsu, but like a sauna cold plunge right after fucking showering off a nice spar. Can't beat that.
Are you kidding me? I mean, that's just where I'm trying to get to. If I were to ever like be so rich I could put whatever I want in my house, the first thing getting put in is a sauna. Even before a pool.
Oh, 1000%. I told my parents, I mean, we're renting right now, but I was like, if we own this, I would have been buying a barrel sauna by now. I would splurge the $4,000 or $5,000 at Costco to have one in the backyard. I would use it all the time.
I mean, do you think the downstairs of the treehouse at Johnson Avenue could potentially be a sauna at one point? How easy is it to make a sauna? Are they convertible?
I mean,
can you take a room and make it a sauna?
Yeah, I guess you would have to really fix it up and like get the right wood in that's heat treated and all that stuff.
That's what I'm.
But I mean, I don't see why not. People make them all the time, and like, damn, that would be sick. I have a little personal like pop-up one, but just not the same. Just doesn't hit the same.
Not quite the same. Are you a sauna guy or a steam room guy?
Sauna. Yeah, I don't.
Sauna too.
The steam room's a little shaky. You know what I mean? The people in there, you never know who's rolling in a steam room. I feel like sauna, for the most part, we're just get in, get the work done, get the fuck out. But yeah, have you cold plunged?
I've never officially cold plunged. No.
I did it with like old school, so I was like, I'm just gonna fill up my bathtub full of ice. You never did it for football or anything? They never made you hop?
I've taken like ice baths, but like I don't know. I don't know why I thought it was like something different.
No, it's
I guess
exactly
that. Answer is yes. Not in a long time though. Not since it's been like a fad that you see on the internet and shit like that. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like I don't know where or why it just popped out of nowhere, like big time. People have been doing it forever. I mean, as long as my dad's been or was coaching basketball at the Anza when I was a little kid, I remember people hopping in the cold plunge. Like, but I don't know. But
I've always thought of it more of like recovery and less of like
a
makes your like cardiovascular health better. You know,
for sure, yeah.
And that's like your metabolism.
Exactly. I think the people didn't know what it was doing back then, and then like all the science came out. You know what I mean? Like it releases like cold shock proteins or whatever the fuck it is, like makes your body think it's dying, and that's what's good for you.
Dude, I'm pretty sure in general, like if you want to achieve the like mental health boost of working out, like it's all about tricking your body into that it's almost dying or that it thinks it's dying.
Yeah.
You know, like you go do some sprints, it's like I feel like we maybe even talked about this before, but you go do some sprints and you like your body thinks that you're running away from a lion. Like it doesn't know. Like you go sprint like you're sprinting, you know?
Yeah.
So then when that's done, it's just like, yep, we survived, you know?
Especially when, yeah, you're going to the absolute max. You're redlining for like 10, 15 minutes and you're like, oh my God, you just have to lay down. It's like, fuck.
High heat, high cold situations, all that shit, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I've been jumping in the ocean a lot. I will say that.
Ooh.
I've been in the ocean maybe the last 7 days consistently. So, feeling good. I've definitely gotten over the fear factor of the ocean a bit.
Now, what was your biggest fear with the ocean? Is it like just the water being massive? Is it the sharks? Is it all the above? Yeah, I mean, what is it? What was it?
I mean, I think it's kind of all the above, but I think it'd be more the drowning aspect. Like, I really didn't want to drown. You get in cold water, and your body like, kind of like
Yeah,
you get
you tense
thrown
up.
under a couple waves. You know, everyone had that moment as a little kid, or any little kids that spent time at the beach. It's like
Right.
where the ocean like kind of shows that it's a little scary, and you fucking you're like, oh no, you know.
Can you recall a definite time where that happened as a kid? I fucking have one like seared into my memory. Like,
go ahead and tell it. I don't have like a specific memory. I definitely remember it happening. You know, like just getting kind of thrashed a bit and being
right.
like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
that's
Well, that's like exactly it. Like we were boogie boarding, but just like very shallow. And then all of a sudden it gets to an undertow and it's like you're standing like knee deep, but you're way the fuck out there. And then it just keeps bringing you back and back. And then like, no, you can't walk it. Just scary as fuck. And you're just sitting out there. Thank God I had a boogie board so I didn't have to like tread. But sketchy shit. Yeah. No, the ocean's no joke.
the closest I ever came to drowning was as an adult when I moved down here to San Diego. One of my first times, maybe my first week out there, maybe. I was just out there, and then there was like I was like body surfing or whatever, and then there was like a rip current, you know.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I was like literally caught in it, and then there was just like one surfer out there, you know, and I was just like, let me grab your board right now.
Really? Oh shit.
Yeah. And I like grabbed the board, and then like the lifeguards were there, and they were like on their microphone or whatever, being like, "Do you want us to come save you? Like, what's going on?" Because I was like on his surfboard, you know.
And what did they end up coming out?
He kind of like pushed me into like a little wave or whatever, and I like
body surfed it in.
Got out of the situation.
Did you go up to that? I was just saying what's up to my boy. Nah, it's all good, dude.
Yeah, no, I got this.
Love that.
So yeah. I just think I'm much more confident, like on 2 feet, you know, than in the water.
100%. Especially, I feel like all this West Coast is like shark territory. You know what I mean? Kind of cold water.
It actually is though.
Yeah, and like I feel like they see them down like Santa Barbara and shit all the time. That's way close enough to San Diego to me be like, nah.
Yeah. I'm more of like a just jump in the ocean real quick, get back out, air dry in the sun.
You've been playing volleyball with those boys. I see them fucking bump set and spiking sometimes.
Dude, I think it's just one of those deals where you get invited a few times and then you don't go, and then you just stop getting the invite. But yeah, I don't really play too much volleyball. I'm not that into volleyball, to be honest. And I don't think I have the verticality for it at the beach, especially. It's like, geez.
Yeah, no, there's no. I mean, volleyball's just never been a appealing sport to me either, especially on the beach. Fuck that, jumping in the sand. I mean, that's a recipe for blown out knees.
Or like, what about like not beach volleyball, like indoor volleyball? How many people are on each side? 6 or 5?
6.
3 in the back, 3 in the front.
6 in a libero, or the libero is 6. How many on? It's a good question.
Like, I never played volleyball like that.
6 players. 6 players. You nailed it. 6.
Huh?
6 players. Nice.
Six
Whatever,
flags.
going with that. But yeah, it never had been a thing that like interests. You know what I mean? Not a.
You could have had a great career.
Well, that's like Win would always try to get me to play volleyball. I'm like, brother, that's baseball season. Get the fuck out of here. There's no way. But I respect him. Literally every year, like, you ready to stop playing for your dad? Ready to start playing for me? I'm like, no. They all, I mean, gotta give it to the guy. Sickest unis in Willow Glen always.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would just design it himself. He's like, fuck it.
Man, you're right.
He put his own artwork on them. I'm like, yeah, that's.
He probably built the Tiki trophy too, didn't he?
Yep. Definitely did. I mean, the Tiki match, just a little background. It's Willow Glen versus Leland, a little rivalry. Oh, there we go. A little building. Doing our rivalry draft tonight. Willow Glen, Leland, they would play a volleyball tournament or a volleyball match, and it would like go.
That'd be a pick.
What?
That would be nothing. I don't want to say too much. Go ahead.
No, but we play each other once at our place, then the next year at their place. And then there was one year where James Johnson, I feel like his name gets mentioned on the podcast all too often. We just mentioned last week. But he was hitting the sweep. And it just that became an iconic fucking, anytime in beer pong you're getting the sweep on someone, you pull out the broom, James Johnson style.
Damn.
The best. That's lit. So you've been working out, just being a heathen.
Heathen out a little bit.
What?
I said I'm heathen out a little bit. I got an interview lined up to be a bartender, actually.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking about kind of exploring that side of things at the moment.
Nice.
It's here in PB. I could walk to work. The guy that runs it down here, he's a Bellarmine guy. So San Jose, he's like, keep your eye out for the 408 number. So got something lined up, and then another thing lined up with Nick, which is like my brother-in-law or whatever. He's about to start like a sales team within his company or something like that. So
nice.
I might be doing that as well.
Hell
till then, man, everything's good. Employment check hit. Your boy's just been getting active, hooping, lifting. As I just said, I've been trying to like cross everything off. I got a new battery in my car. I got an oil change on my car.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Checking the boxes. I got my passport forms ready to kind of like send out to get my passport renewed.
And let's get those before you need them. Let's not make any consulate trips this time around.
That's what I'm saying. I hopefully won't need a visa for any other trips that I do in the future. And that was really the hang up with that one, which is the craziest story ever, because I was waking up at like 5 a.m. every day in a row, fall asleep on the wheel.
That's so bad.
Fall asleep on the wheel, hit someone else.
And they were like, nah.
They kind of like, yeah, they were like, yeah, it looks fine. Don't even worry about it.
Please don't call, please. No, that's hella funny though. That was crazy though. And then fucking ended up getting it before you needed it. They always come through.
You got a passport, Jim?
No, actually, is that a Jazzercise?
It is, yeah.
You've been Jazzercise, and I got one as well.
I've been working. I've been doing it. I've been working on getting the sponsorship coming. So
I love that.
We're all about improving.
That's what life is. Do I have a passport? No, I don't. You know what? I don't have a passport. The last time I went out of the country was when I was like fucking 6 years old, and we went to Mexico on a cruise. And get this,
I did that same thing.
Yeah, it's just the classic white vacation. But we went, and I forget who said, like, my aunt set it up, and she's like, I found a really great deal, right? And so everyone's like, oh, that is a good deal, we're in. We got to Mexico on the day they had their voting, and on that day it's completely dry. They don't sell any liquor anywhere. And so that's why the deal was so good. And she had no idea, and like was talking it up like, oh, I found this, blah, blah, blah. When we go into Mexico, and they're like, you're not selling, like, back on the boat. Like, fucking there's no reason to be out here. But I remember getting a slingshot, whoosh, fucking lit. But no passport for your boy. I was thinking of going to, Luke is getting married out there. Luke Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of going out to Spain, but just I'm trying to get a new job. You know what I mean? Bunch of shit, expensive. I'm like, fuck, didn't work. So they're doing something here for them though. Shout out, love Lukey. But yeah, no passport. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of places in America I got to get to before I start bouncing around the globe. You know?
I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was younger, we used to take those road trips, and we would just like rent a van, drive through like the middle of the country, to Kansas, Nebraska,
Wow.
Montana, like Idaho. You know, there's
That's
just
crazy,
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is just so much. We went to the Potato Museum in Idaho. Along up there somewhere in like the Midwest North is like the world's biggest rocking chair.
Yeah, you get all the funky shit like that. Like you
Yeah,
hit, like if you were to hit like attractions on your maps now, there'd be like 1,000 along that one road. The world's biggest pumpkin, like shit like that. So
shit
good.
like that.
I
remember seeing the world's biggest potato chip at the Potato Museum in Idaho, but it was
Wow.
cracked. So I was like, this is no longer.
This isn't
I
a
was
chip.
like, you're displaying what used to be.
Yeah.
What used to be the biggest.
Damn.
Chip
I can see little shit you just being like, that's two
like,
chips.
what are we doing
That's
here?
2 chips.
Do better. Do fucking better, Idaho.
So good. Yeah, we used to, I mean, we had a fucking Suburban, so all of our road trips there was 7 of us, so there was no, flying wasn't ever in the question. It was drive or we ain't going. But the longest one we did, we went from Washington to Arizona, and that was fucking pretty brutal with all of us, honestly. Now, what?
Did you? No, go ahead.
No. I'm curious what you're gonna say.
No, I was gonna say, did you guys swing through California, or did you guys make it like straight shot, like Washington to Arizona as fast as you can? You know,
I think we went pretty fast because I think we were going to a baseball tournament, if I'm not mistaken. And so I think like we came through California, but like we didn't stop by the house. It was like a fucking go right to it. But did you guys watch movies in the car? Like
a little bit, yeah. I think at some point we did.
I think so. What was the Landers family go to?
Oh man, probably Heavyweights.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that. That's a classic. Fucking little Tony Perkis. I said a little Tony Perkis.
Dude, that's just a great one. You can fly. You can fly.
It's honestly very rewatchable. I watched it not too long ago. I was like pretty impressed. I was like, I'm fine with this.
Good movie.
But we had School of Rock. That was our go-to. And it's like, you really can't go wrong. My dad hates it now. Like, will not. He's like, I've listened to that so many fucking times. Like, I'm not watching it.
Right. You're tacky and I hate you.
The great line. That and Starsky and Hutch. But if I was being a real dickhead, I could get the crowd really mad at me. We would have to take turns in movies, right? And so it was like everyone chose something that was kind of in the realm. I chose like AC/DC live concerts sometimes, and I would just make the whole family sit through an hour and a half AC/DC show, just loving it, and all of them like fucking sharing earbuds, doing something else. Oh, it's the greatest.
Jim Petty, dude, that's crazy.
The best.
Just let it.
Yeah, I mean,
we all get a pick. We all get one pick.
That was the rules, and them's the rules. I'm gonna play by it. It was a dual disc too. If I really caught him sleeping towards the end, I would make my mom throw in the next disc and just pretend like nothing happened. Just fucking 3 hours, rock your face off, motherfuckers. So good. Such a dick move.
I love road trips. Are road trips overrated, underrated, or properly rated?
I would say they're underrated nowadays. Traveling's so easy, and it's like you almost take it for granted, right? Like you're flying everywhere. Like, and I feel like most of the time you're meeting up with people nowadays, right? Like you're meeting at a location as opposed to like you and 4 of the boys hopping in a car and just being like, we're driving 5 hours away and like doing it.
Yeah, do people really do it anymore? I don't know.
I feel like
I don't
not
think
often.
that's quite as common.
No.
And I think back in the day it was very much so like no Apple Maps, right? So it's like kind of like you guys figuring stuff out together, that type of thing.
Yeah, and I feel like
arguing about what the right direction is.
Yeah, fucking,
Like,
you missed
who's
the
right?
exit.
Like, you
No, I
better be
didn't.
right.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. But I also feel like a lot of that could be like social media based, right? Like we see each other all the time. So it's like we have not no reason to have a road trip, but it's like less of an occasion when we do, because it's like we're with each other all the time. I don't know.
yeah, it's true.
But they are fun. I mean, me and Matty T have 4 or 5 under the belt, and it's like I got to drive on those ones. You find out quickly who the driver needs to be. And I'm like, let's just not get a ticket, and he's let's get there as fast as possible. 2 schools of thought.
Oh yeah, and I've had one with Matt out to Reno as well. He was the driver. I'm typically not the driver, I got to say. Sometimes I think I used to do a lot of solo road trips out to Reno and in Santa Barbara and elsewhere and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's been a while since I've had like a real good like road trip. You know what I mean? Like, when's the last time you were in the woods?
I went camping with my family this past. we go every year. Yeah, no, we go every year though. So that's an unfair question to me. But I know what you mean. Like, aside from that, like, not often. You know what I do though? Like, I'll go and drive Highway 9 and just like have nothing to do. Like, I'll download a podcast or something because there's no service, and I'll just like roll down the windows, sunroof, and like try to get myself exposure. I'm like, I don't want to be out there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have like a full day to be out there, but I can take an hour and a half out of my day to go cruising.
Yeah, absolutely.
When's the last time you were in the woods?
Dude, it's been a while. So I can't even remember the last time I was in the woods.
Yeah.
Where are the woods? I don't even know. I don't think I went on a hike here in San Diego like 6 months ago, maybe.
Oh,
maybe.
Hikes count? I mean, I hike quite frequently, but just
I don't know.
Quicksilver though, like not like anything crazy.
Is Quicksilver the one at the end of the Almaden Freeway?
Yeah. I honestly, and I enjoy it too. I've gotten lost there so many times. It's so fucked up. And I'm like,
that's woods.
Yeah. I mean, once you get deep, like you can take like the first couple trails and it's just like kind of whatever. But yeah, I've gotten lost deep in there and I'm like, fuck. Like, really kind of like marking which way the sun's setting to like be like, okay, I got this trail, like trying to look on my phone. My phone's like not really mapping me because it's fucking bad. But always end up out of there. That's
a good feeling though, right?
Yeah, I mean it's like another one of those like not close to death, but like you get your anxiety up a little bit, you get your heart racing, you're like, fuck, like I kind of fucked this one up today. But it is nice once you get out, no better feeling.
They say doing something shitty is the highest level of fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a roller coaster. A roller coaster right away. It's fun in the moment. You never think about it again. But the shitty times you have, like, I'm trying to think, like Andy.
Like being out in the rain, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Great example, yeah.
And you're like, this sucks, but then the rest of your life you like think back and you remember, you're like, that sucked, but like that now it's fun.
Exactly. Those are all the stories come from those. For sure. But yeah, crazy.
How did the fantasy football draft go for you and your brother?
So
playing Oracle. Did you take any of my advice? Did I even give any advice?
I don't think you gave advice this time around.
I don't think you asked for it.
I don't think I did either, but because it was so far away at the time, and I'm not a big fantasy guy. But right. I asked Todd. I go, Todd, what's the best strategy? And he goes, for you and Mikey, just choose best available for every position. I'm like, I mean, isn't that what everyone does every time? Why would you not choose the best available? That's stupid. But I'll go. I got the list here. So quarterback. I think we had pick 9 too. Not great in a 12-man league.
All right.
QB Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Kind of sick. Keenan Allen. Deontay Johnson. My bad. My phone's small. Nick Chubb.
Oh wow.
Derrick Henry.
Nick Chubb's a great team name guy.
Yeah.
Okay, Henry.
Henry.
Okay.
We went with our team names Rob and Rex Ryan. We're the Ryan brothers here. Here to handle business.
That's what with like the more traditional running backs.
Yeah.
I like it.
Evan
Yards,
Ingram.
touchdowns.
What?
Okay. Yards and touchdowns.
We went RB heavy at the start. We were getting made fun of a little bit, but you know, Mikey's the owner. I'm the GM. He's got the final say. He's got the trigger. So this is mainly his
Hall
team.
of Famers on your team.
Potentially more. No, not really. So Evan Ingram, Tyler Boyd, sick. Brees Hall.
Okay.
George Pickens.
Yes.
Jamal Williams. Elijah Moore. Alan the Lizard Lazard. And Jerome Ford. Mikey had to have Jerome Ford last. He was like, I need him. He's like, he wanted to pick him second to last. I was like, I'm sure he'll be there. Like, let's wait on that guy. And then Jake Elliott taking the boot. And then Cincinnati D, but you know, D that can be picked up and dropped week to week. So I actually felt okay about it. I know the grade they give you doesn't mean shit, but I think there was like a C. So I'm like, not the worst in the league. But yeah, it's honestly pretty exciting. It gives me a reason to watch football. I never I would go over Matty T's or whatever, watch, but I'm like, I got nothing invested. Now I'm like, okay, I got a little something here.
Well, with kickoff coming up, are you like juiced about football? What do you like football season like that? Like, are you excited to come home and hear? Dun, 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 dun.
Nah, you know what? I don't like football season, but I like the fall. I like the fall, and football means fall, and so it's like hand in hand. But it's also great background noise. Like, I don't like watching NBA background noise. Like, you never know who's commentating, and most of the time is dog shit. Like, better muted, honestly, when you're watching. But like NFL, I feel like you always got a decent crop of guys out there.
Who do you like in the NFL commentary box?
I honestly,
you like Greg?
I don't. Yeah, G-Rag with the third leg. I don't mind. I just honestly, Buck's voice is the only thing that kills me, and it's like he's not on all that much anymore. You know what I mean? I feel like they're kind of phasing him out. But
I never understood why people hated on Joe Buck.
I think it's because his dad was a famous announcer, and so he kind of had everything made for him. And that I don't like. He has a huge East Coast bias, in my opinion, and that's like a huge, I feel like, problem in sports in general. But I feel like with him, it's like, or any team but the Bay Area. Maybe it's just because I watch Bay Area teams only, but it's like, I don't know, just didn't sit right with me. Yeah. Who are you a fan of? You like the big Collinsworth slide-in?
Dude, I tell you what, Al, I tell you, I can't do it, but I love Collinsworth. That could just like put me to bed. You know what I mean? That's just like a lullaby. Like Al, what is it? Al Greens? Al, what's the guy's name? There's Colin and the one guy, Al Michaels.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Al Michaels, something like that.
I think
they do a good job. Greg does a good job. Romo.
I like Romo. Romo was good his first season. Steep drop off ever since.
Yeah. The whole calling plays thing is such a joke.
Honestly, I would watch I'll watch the Manning cast over watching regular football.
Dude, Manning cast is the best thing in sports.
I don't know why more people aren't doing it. Joe Rogan's been doing it forever. It's the fight companion, right? That's all. It's literally just talking over football, saying what's going on, but like still shooting the shit. And it's like the first year they were better because it was less produced. And I feel like, has it been 1 year or 2 years?
It's probably been 2 years.
Yeah, I feel, or maybe the second half got a little more produced. I don't know, but like, I felt like when it was just raw with them and like they just had like Marshawn on, or you know what I mean, whoever.
Pat McAfee in the building.
So good. Speaking of, he goes live on ESPN tomorrow.
Really? That's his first time?
Yeah. And he's been on YouTube. He's been on ESPN YouTube, all that. But yeah, it's the first time on the actual channel tomorrow. And they've been asking him to cut back on the F-bombs, and like they did it for like a week, and it's just been flowing steady. So it'll be interesting to see.
Did they get the green light from Disney or what? I thought Disney was definitely a no-cuss company.
Yeah, so they're on tape delay, so they'll have to bleep them. So, which is why they're like, we'd rather bleep like twice and have a right. But we'll see. But it's staying fully dirty, I guess, on YouTube. I mean, it's still the same show. So I mean, it'll be interesting because they paid that motherfucker a lot of money. So
him and all the boys, man.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, his whole crew, which is crazy, and then having layoffs he does
right
bring
after. A whole crew with him. He stays nice and insulated with, and he gets a nice amount of takes around him. You know, you get 8 guys in a room. It's like you're definitely gonna get a couple different perspectives going
for sure. And they figured out how to have 8 guys in a room doing that, right? You can't have them all going at one time because it's chaos trying to go. What do you think? What do you think? You can't keep track of shit. But when you get just a nice hot take to get a tangent going, oof, nothing better.
Yeah, they got that unspoken thing that you see with like people like friend groups, you know?
Yeah.
Like anyone who's like the boys with their boys, you know? They got that unspoken, like who knows when to talk and that type of thing.
No, for sure. So, I mean, I think it's worth it. I think the future of what all this is going to be, it's just podcasting, right? Live podcasting, uncensored. I think a lot of people are going to move that direction. But Brazy. I was told to ask you about your fantasy. You guys drafted in the gas chat. I heard you made a big move with Eli pre-draft, and people are asking, are you scared? What's the deal?
Some people are saying I'm rattled. Some people are saying I got good value. I think it's up for the people to decide at the end of the day. But no, I drafted Jalen Hurts with the 3rd pick in the draft.
Okay.
Eli wanted him.
Classic
he
Philly
took
guy.
Josh Allen. He took Josh Allen with his 4th pick. All right. After conversation in the gas chat about who's a better quarterback between Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, in which I was hyping up my boy Jalen Hurts and talking shit about Josh Allen, right? After all this conversation happens in the chat, Eli hits me up. He's like, can I trade for Hurts? And I was like, all right, Josh Allen and what? So this is what ends up happening. I trade Jalen Hurts and I trade my number 2 receiver, Christian Watson, from the Packers.
Okay.
And I also give up like my bench running back, a guy named Khalil Herbert from the Bears. I get back Josh Allen, Amari Cooper, Jahad Dotson, and Jalen Ward.
And Jalen Ward. You didn't give up Jalen. You gave up Jalen Warren,
gave
right?
Up 4. I got Warren.
I got it right here. I'm seeing you. Oh, okay. So you acquire. Oh, okay. So you give up Watson, Herbert, Hurts.
Yeah.
For Dotson, Allen, Cooper, Warren. I mean, that's not the worst. Not the worst trade I've seen. Now, what flipped you from saying bad quarterback to, or did you just want value? Were you just stroking Eli, making a better value play for yourself?
Eli pulled the Godfather move, and he made me an offer I couldn't refuse. That's what he did.
Really?
If you really look at that trade, I think so. I mean, I didn't want to trade Jalen Hurts. I'm a big believer in Jalen Hurts, but at the end of the day, Josh Allen, in most people's minds, is pretty much better than Jalen Hurts. He did better last year.
In fantasy?
Like, it's a toss-up in fantasy.
I feel like for some reason, I feel like Hurts is the better fantasy quarterback. I feel like he'll get you more yards on the feet. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, no, in a certain way he is, because he rushed for 15 touchdowns, I think, and threw for another 25, something like that. So
interesting, though. Love that. Hey, how many
Josh
years
Allen's not a bad runner himself.
No, definitely right, definitely not. But I feel like Hurts kind of more known for the feet, than more so than Allen. Now, how many years has that league been running? You guys been doing that one a while?
The gas chat?
Yeah.
This is the 1st year.
Wow. The inaugural. Oh, that's right. We talked about that. Okay. And there's 10 teams?
No, 12.
Oh, wow. Oh, you filled it out. That's Interesting.
Yeah. We got a lot of shit going on. We got 2 quarterback situation.
Okay.
So what we call a super flex. You start 2 quarterbacks each week.
So who's your QB2?
Kenny Pickett.
Wow.
Steelers.
Nice.
I'm high on the Steelers this year, man. I'm high on the Steelers.
High on the Steelers. Steel City. Love that. Are you high on the Jets as well?
I am mid on the Jets.
Mid. You think Rodgers is washed up at this point? You think he can ban the boys?
I think he's a little washed up, not all the way washed up. He's definitely not prime Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I got them being like a wild card team.
I think if you told them that last year, they'd be okay. Or 2 years ago, they would be okay with that.
I mean, they were like a borderline almost playoff team last year with Zach Wilson. So you'd think if you just add Aaron Rodgers that it would probably get better.
Right.
But I don't know. The Jets' offensive line isn't supposed to be great, so you never really know there.
Right. But their D, nasty.
Their D looks nasty. I've been watching Hard Knocks.
Yeah. I think I'm 2 episodes behind. I think I watched 3, but I mean, Hard Knocks is tricky because it's like all these guys and you start rooting for them, and then they end up being shitty, and you're like, oh fuck, like this sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, best Hard Knocks got to be the Texans. No.
I love the Texans.
It's so good. Vince Wilfork made it worth every penny. Just so good.
And say what you want about Bill O'Brien. He was entertaining as fuck on television.
Absolutely. 100%.
Love some Bill O'Brien.
Yeah. The greatest. And then you got the Cardinals show going on, and their coach looks like a fucking total dork. What the hell? Who took the bus here? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Hey, I didn't think that speech was hot take. I didn't think that speech was that bad. Was it that bad?
Would that get you fired up? Let me ask you that. If you're sitting in that room, would that speech get you fired up?
Hey, I'm looking for killers. I'm not mad at that. I think I'm fired up, Jim. I want to be a killer. You're looking for killers? I want to be a killer.
I mean, yeah, but you listen to him, and then you listen to fucking what's his name? God, I can't. Jets. What's his name?
Saleh.
Yeah, you hear him talk, and it's like I'd run through a brick wall for Saleh. That guy, I'm like, I'm not driving through styrofoam for that fuck.
Did you see the Cardinals coach, like another video of him or whatever, just meeting one of the wide receivers and being like, choo choo, explosive, no. Explosive, fast. Choo choo.
That's just not like, knowing your players, not knowing how to connect. That's what's his name level. Fucking was it Stafford who said he can't relate to any of his teammates? No, it wasn't him. Fuck, who was it?
I don't think Stafford's a guy, dude. Stafford's a backwards hat, let's play beer pong type of guy. You know what I mean?
I got.
You don't agree?
No. He is.
You don't think Matt Stafford could play shortstop or fucking beat you at flip cup?
Yeah, it was Matt Stafford. What the fuck? Get out of here. He says dismisses talk of struggling to connect to his teammates.
Bingo.
But yeah, he told his wife that, and then his wife came out and like told the media or like posted on Instagram or something like Matt's having a hard time. Like, bitch, that's grounds for a fresh one. You know what I mean? Like fucking whoosh.
Great story about his girl back in college, dated the backup quarterback so he would make things official with her.
No way.
Yeah.
What a fucking sleaze. I mean, it worked.
It worked.
I mean, I feel like there's so many stories that are like that, but like the actual situation. Like there's this guy in F1 who is dating like a world champion's daughter, right? And he's like the lead driver for Red Bull. Gets demoted. Max Verstappen becomes the world. I mean, he's the greatest, and he ends up fucking stealing that guy's chick and married her. It's like it's so bad. I don't know. Horrid. Gold digging ass hoes. Now
the oldest profession.
What? Yeah, the oldest. But okay, so I was told to ask you. As you can tell, I've been sourcing some fan questions. I'm just trying to read the room.
I like it.
Yeah. And so this one, brought to you by my sister, she had me or wanted me to ask you, who is your favorite celebrity Josh?
My favorite celebrity, Josh.
Yeah. There's a lot. Josh Peck.
Is there a lot? Go ahead. Can you name some?
Josh Peck. Josh. I don't know. Famous Joshes. Josh Groban. Josh Holloway. Oh, there's not. Josh Beckett. Josh Beckett's sick. Dude, there's not. Wow, there's not a lot of famous Joshes.
I mean, I'm gonna go with Josh Allen just because we have the same. That's my middle name, you know.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that.
He's a celebrity enough. I know he's a sports guy, but
we were just talking about him. Legend.
I have the same birthday as the janitor from Scrubs.
What
the father from Mean Girls.
Oh, I thought you were talking like in the show. I was like, how do you know the guy in Scrubs' birthday?
Oh, actor.
That's a deep cut. I don't even know who that is. If we were multimedia. I gotta find a new Jimmy to root for. Mine just fucking bit the dust, brother.
What do you mean?
Jimmy Buffett.
Dude.
What?
Who is that?
You don't play games.
I actually don't know. I mean, I've heard the name, I think. He doesn't have the restaurants, does he?
Yeah. Margaritaville, Cheeseburger in Paradise. Just a classic boat music.
Yeah.
Just a legend. But yeah, fucking pass. So I mean, I'm leaning towards, is it going to be a Jimmy Tatro movement? He hasn't done a lot in a long time, but
I used to look forward to Mondays.
The best. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Oh, last question I was told to ask you. I don't know if you've seen it.
I like this. We can do life advice on this pod.
Hey, anytime.
Or fan, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
fan
exactly.
question.
Yeah,
you know?
I'll throw it out there. I'll throw it out there on the next Instagram. See what we get, if anything. But have you seen Tucker Carlson's newest interview?
Who is it with?
Now that's where this gets interesting. It's with a guy who looks like an ex-crackhead who is a homosexual who claims he slept with Barack Obama and smoked crack with him. How fucking wild is that?
It's so wild, but it's just like, it's not hard to believe. That's the worst part.
What? That he had him on, or that it happened?
No, that happened.
You think?
Like, that's not outside the realm of possibilities.
It's really.
Tell me it's not.
I mean, I guess it's not, but like, that's still a wild accusation, and like. Great. To have a 45-minute sit-down talk with this guy. I listened to like 10 minutes. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
What's going on?
Yeah, it was wild.
What is Tucker up to, man?
He's on Twitter. He's got a show on Twitter. Tucker on Twitter, or Tucker on X, whatever it is.
Tucker's on X?
Yeah, literally something like that. Something wacky. But it's honestly like he had Portnoy on last week. And like, he's a good interviewer. Like, say what you want. Like,
right.
He'll ask like maybe questionable people he has on, but he'll ask questions. Doesn't really give a fuck. He does, I think, a decent job. But yeah, I don't know. He's just doing his thing on there. Fucking big booling.
Good for him, man. I saw him on the PBD podcast or whatever. Or like that he offered him like $100,000 or something. To
come to his network.
Like $1 million or whatever.
And like share of the network.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. But it's like you're making millions on your own.
Tucker's like, nope. But
yeah,
that's not really my world. I don't really know what he's up to too much.
Yeah, me neither. Fuck it. Let's get into this draft, huh?
Let's do it.
We're drafting some rivalries. You beat me last week. I will say.
The game of runs, Jim. It's
game of runs, and mine has come to an end. Yeah, beat me last week in the conspiracy theories. I I think it was bullshit. But
Maybe it was a conspiracy.
exactly, they recount. I demand a recount. But we're off. Rivalries, pretty open ended, right?
Yeah, I was wondering how open ended you wanted it to be.
Yeah, open ended.
All right, open ended.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't want to give too much away. But with that being said, you want first or second?
I'll go with first. I don't think the way I go is maybe going to affect the way you go, but I'm going to go a certain way here. And I'm going to go with Lakers and Celtics. It doesn't have to be all sports rivalries. It doesn't all have to be, non-fiction rivalries. But this is one of the greatest of all time here. This is, the stuff that they make an HBO Max show about.
Literally.
Multiple 30 for 30s about, it goes all the way back to the 60s, Red Auerbach.
And I feel like it encompasses a lot of the East Coast, West Coast, right? Like and that's a huge rivalry in itself. I mean, I don't want to encompass that one in this, but like, I feel like that adds a huge part to it, right? It's like, even if you're on the West Coast, if the Lakers aren't your rival, you're like, fuck it. They need to, I'd rather have them win.
100%. One of those teams was in the finals every single year of the 80s. Pretty sure they won maybe like 12, maybe like 15 out of the first 20 championships of the league.
Crazy.
Were either Celtics or Lakers. So I just feel like it's just, and then you got the KG versus Kobe.
And that's, so many different literally eras. There's like, I feel like every 20 years we get another great Celtics versus Lakers rivalry. Which is sick. Now, if you had to choose one, where you riding?
My favorite Celtics versus Lakers. Which side of the rivalry?
Yeah. I mean, I'll take your favorite.
Lakers. I'm on the Lakers.
Wow, and I'm on the C's, baby.
Yeah,
With them C's.
I was all about magic. It was all about magic for me, baby. Point guard, finding. I might have led NJB in all-time assists. You know what I mean? I was just I don't think I ever took a shot.
You sound like Todd Meeker. Jesus Christ.
I was just hey, great addition to the pod, by the way, Todd Meeker, man.
Yeah.
Big boost, big extra flair.
Yeah, no, he's it's a different podcast with him. He just it's good stuff.
I love it. It's a good listen. I've been listening on my hot girl walks.
Love that. Now where does Magic sit in your top 10?
Yeah, when did Steph get ahead of Magic?
He didn't. Not in my book.
Yeah, but he kind of did. People are starting to talk like he did. He definitely did. In a lot of people's minds.
He had such a big impact. We've had this conversation. It's like they're judging impact on game as opposed to game. But
Magic in all time, he's probably fourth.
Yeah, I would say top 5. Yeah, I have him right in that mix.
You got Kareem, LeBron, Jordan. Those are the top 3 in some order, I think. And then you got Magic, I think. Personally.
I was just listening to a podcast today and they were talking about Magic and they were like, yeah, I remember sitting in the car and I heard on the radio Magic Johnson got AIDS. Like, what a time, like crazy. And they're like, I made out with a chick and got an AIDS test because I was so scared. I'm like, Jesus Christ, so glad we did not live through that fucking era. Wild times. Wow.
Dude, so much paranoia in the air back in the day.
Literally. It's just fucked. But yeah. No more
AIDS. Your turn. Round 2. You got this.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with the ultimate classic. We're going Pepsi versus Coke here.
Wow.
And now this is a rivalry. I don't know how long it dates back, but far too long. We got challenges over it because people are so persistent you can't tell the difference. But yet again, diehards are one way or the other. Where do you fall? You Pepsi? You Coke?
I'm a Pepsi guy.
God, it's so different. That's so weird. I'm a Coke guy, but cherry Pepsi might be.
Like, I'm gonna cut this up.
What?
I'm a
Coke guy. That is good.
Good time.
But I love a wild cherry Pepsi. not out of a vending machine.
Flavor.
Doof. Fucking
Yeah. And I think if you're gonna ask me like about the whole soda line, like the Coca-Cola, which includes Sprite and
Oh yeah.
includes the other chip versus the Sierra Mist and the Mountain Dew and that type of thing, then yeah, you're definitely gonna lean Coca-Cola. But in terms of the actual original
Yeah.
Coca-Cola versus original Pepsi, Pepsi's got far more flavor to it. The Coca-Cola lacks flavor. It's all branding. Good commercials, not as good soda.
See, and the
It's the
reason,
idea of the Coke. It's the idea of opening that cold Coke on a hot summer day.
and why do you think the idea is in everyone's fucking head? Because it's better. It sounds better. Pepsi has to advertise because they're shit. They have to say, "Hey, buy our drink instead of Coke," because
It's better.
yeah, they have to say that, you know. But like you see the two polar bears during Christmas time, fucking throwing back a Coke. Can't beat that. No way.
I'm telling you, I definitely picked Coke's branding, but in terms of the actual product, give me the Pepsi all day. That's a great road trip drink right there. In a glass of ice, you get the ice and you put the Pepsi. Oh yeah.
I'm more of a back to the road trips. I'm more of a 2 liter, a liter of cola guy with a nice little cap on it for the road trip.
Nice.
Becomes a spitter, seeds, but I mean, nice to have a cap. Nice for a cap. All right, round 2.
So I am completely thrown off. This is a very wild topic that we're doing right now. I'm like trying to figure out who I should pick right now. And I think I'm just gonna stick with it. I'm gonna go with Alabama and Auburn. The greatest rivalry in college sports. Alabama football versus Auburn.
I mean,
Roll Tide, War Eagle. If you haven't seen the documentary, look it up. You know what I mean? This is just crazy next level importance down south.
Yeah, it literally will divide families on fucking Saturdays. It's absolutely insane.
Trees have been murdered.
Really? Yeah. I haven't seen that documentary in a long time. That's wild though. Or yeah, they'll decorate half the house will be the fucking stupid maroon or crimson and whatever, and yeah, wild. But so many classic games. I mean, instant classics as they call it on who's that? Is that Tease? Is he still wired?
Lady rolling through.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Is he still wired?
I don't think he's wired now.
Nice. Good.
Boys, I think the boy's unwired.
Boy's healing. But yeah, Alabama, Auburn. Yeah.
I think I fall on the Roll Tide side of things for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably same. War Eagle sounds way sicker. But now, do you think Alabama's reign's over? You think they're done?
I think the dominant portion of it is done, but I think they easily could just come back this year and be the best team. Yeah. Definitely within the realm of possibilities. I think Georgia's right there with them now at this point.
Right.
Other than that, though,
old Dabo's falling off.
Old Dabo Sweeney.
Not good.
Can't keep up with little weenie.
A little Dukesky. They got stormed on. But love that. Alabama, Auburn. Lock it in. Now, I don't know whether to go.
Yeah.
Go sports.
This is tricky. This is one of the trickiest drafts we've done.
Or if I stick with what I've been doing. No, I'll stick with what I've been doing. I mean, you see the light, you go to it. I'm going Apple versus Android. There's nothing worse than getting a green text. I mean, as an Apple guy through and through, I feel like there's no bigger rivalry in tech right now. Yeah, Apple versus Android.
I'm on the Apple side of things for sure.
Gotta be. Were you ever an Android guy early in the smartphone stages?
No, I mean I had a Samsung phone. I had a
Right.
Samsung phone, the flip phone.
Right. Right.
That was
But
my
not.
first phone. It didn't even have a name. Everyone else had Razors and Crazers and Jukes, and my phone was just Samsung 3200.
Oh shit.
It was pink though. It was fire.
Dude, my first phone was pink razor, a little hand me down.
Yeah.
Now were you a T word 9 texter back in the day or a ABC guy? T word 9's like where you tap the button and it like comes up with the words that are like key associated with the
Oh
number.
yeah.
Do you remember that?
I think I incorporated that towards the end of my. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure I did.
Dude, that shit
Yeah,
was low key fast as fuck.
yeah. They should bring that back.
Kind of sick.
I kind of want to bring back the flip phone. You know you do too. Everyone does deep down.
I'm still on my iPhone 6, brada. I'm waiting until this burns out and I might go full off the grid zone and go flip ski. There's I have no reason to have an iPhone besides
That's not
directions.
true. What if I texted you a link to a video?
Then I would say, yeah, I'll look at this when I get home on my computer. There's
Can you text? Can you get your text from your computer?
no, but I can type the link in like the old school days. I mean, Christ, there's nothing I need in an instant. I mean, besides directions, that's the only thing where I'm like, fuck. It's nice to have directions, but then again, I don't drive anywhere where I don't know where I'm going most of the time. Like 99.99% of the time, I know where I'm going. So, yeah, I don't know. But Apple, Android, that's where I'll go. Round 3. Kick us off.
The San Francisco Baseball Giants versus the LA Dodgers. I don't even want to say it. You know where I fall on this one. It's Giants all day. Giants are technically my favorite sports team because they're the only sports team where I don't actually love like the sport that much. So I'm more loyal to the team than to the game. You know?
And I feel like I fall in that category a lot. Whereas like, it sounds stupid, but like I'd rather just see a good game as opposed to like my team win. Like I couldn't give like when the Warriors are on the winning, like I don't give a fuck if they win or lose. Like not a big deal. That one, I mean, that's classic. Goes back to Brooklyn, New York, followed us all the way here to the West Coast. And I mean, a guy almost got fucking killed over it just recently. I mean,
really?
Like 15 years
ago.
He got
jumped or what?
Yeah, Brian Stowe. You remember that?
Oh.
In Dodger Stadium leaving. I don't know the full story. I don't know if he was talking shit or whatever, but there was that car on Hicks that said honk for Stowe. It was the truck that always, and every time I go by, I give it a fucking little doot doot. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that rivalry is as classic as any. But it's not as classic as the Yankees versus the Red Sox.
Oh, you're coming back into my lane.
I'm staying in my lane, LeVar. I have my lane. I'm staying in it. Speaking of, real quick, did you see LiAngelo putting up numbers in the weight room? I don't know if you're big on Twitter, but LeVar's been putting out vids of LiAngelo, big as fuck right now. Sick, big ball family guy. But
I know.
Yankees, Red Sox. I mean, goes back all the way to the Ruth days. They trade away Babe Ruth. They get cursed. They finally win, and I think it was like 04, whatever it was. What is it, 7 days in October, fucking one of the greatest 30 for 30s ever.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Yankees Sox, it's a classic. Honestly, I don't know what's bigger, that or the Dodgers Giants, because it's like, it's another East Coast, West Coast thing. It's like wherever you're living, you're on one of those sides.
I think Yankees Red Sox is bigger.
You hear that, fans?
More iconic.
You hear that, fans?
But not if you're from California.
Exactly. Which may trip me up. But yeah, Yank sucks. Gotta have it. Not as alive today. That's the one thing I'll give it. It's kind of died out a little bit. That's fine.
So are you a Red Sox guy?
Yanks guy over
Yanks
Sox.
guy. I'm a Yanks guy on that one as well.
Gotta be. I was an A-Rod guy. Jeter's kind of sick. Had to do it. But round 4, what do you got for us?
Round 4, I think I'm going to come back to college here, and I'm going to go with Michigan and Ohio State. I feel like whenever I think of the word rivalries, this is what comes to my mind. I think it's the oldest.
OH.
I think it's like one of the oldest rivalries going, and I'm pretty sure the record of Michigan versus Ohio State is like somewhat close, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. And
Like it's like
there's a couple of those that I'm thinking of that I'm like, their records are like dead even, like the points for, points against are like within 10. Like it's crazy how it's all played out. And then my family's all grandma's side from Michigan. She grew up there, and they all pretend to be fucking Michigan homers when that game comes on. I'm like, you guys haven't watched a game all fucking season, and you're gonna pretend to be on the Harbaugh train. I've been wearing khakis since Harbaugh fucking been in the league, but
right.
where do you stand on Harbaugh taking the 4-game suspension?
What did he get suspended for?
So he was illegally recruiting during COVID. So he told the NCAA he'd sit out the first 4 games. So it was like a self-imposed suspension.
Good for him. Mazel tov.
Got guys. And his QB came out last weekend with Harbaugh taped over Michigan, like out of the bus, and they holding up the number 4. Sick.
Dang.
Yeah.
I love Jim Harbaugh. I think he could do no wrong. That's my favorite Niners coach ever. That's my favorite Niners era guy ever.
It was a sick era. And that's another guy. Yeah, he could get you running through a brick wall without even raising his voice. He's just a fucking crazy man. Big Jim guy. Not the biggest John Harbaugh guy. If I'm being honest.
I love John. I like John even more.
I'm a Jim guy. Look at that. Another rivalry. Pencil it in. All right, here I go. Round 4. I feel like this one has come more into play as of late, but always it's been a thing since fucking time's been around. I mean, maybe not time. I guess you could maybe pencil that in, but I'm gonna go Democrats versus Republicans.
I was thinking about that one.
And
that's a good one.
Yeah, like I said, little hotter today, but I feel like it goes in spurts. But yeah, they're back to as far as I can tell, probably further. But the French Revolution, these boys were getting into shit. So it's like,
tell you what, man, clear rivals right there.
Yeah, I mean, and no bigger divide than, I'm going to give something away here, but red and blue. I mean, there's no bigger, you know what I mean? They just very opposite. They're opposing each other. They're the donkey and the elephant. I don't know.
No, it's one of the most classic, iconic rivalries in American culture, for sure.
But yeah, the old demos and the repubos. Round 5.
And repubos.
Here we are, the final round.
Is it back to me?
Yeah, yes, sir.
We're looking at Tiger and Phil. Wow. Now, I just kept it clean all the way through. We stay with sports. But Tiger and Phil was kind of classic. I think for about a decade, that's the only thing anyone ever paid attention to in golf was where we at with Tiger versus Phil. Now, kind of a fake rivalry because Tiger was just always better.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Phil won his fair share, obviously, but yeah, I like outright, obviously, Tiger's overall better. He's got the better career, no doubt. But Phil liked to gamble more. I wonder.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if you got those two, or when you got those two. I don't know if they ever had private matches, just playing for big bucks. But I could only imagine. Or like him and Michael. Could you imagine him and Jordan, fucking Phil and Jordan going? It's like,
I'm sure they have. I'm sure they probably fucking have.
Put houses on. I could see them putting houses on shit. Like, they're crazy. They're absolute insane people.
Full islands. Yeah.
Yeah. But love Tiger Phil. I feel like it was more serious at the beginning than like, it's still a rivalry, but like we got the match, right? Like you hear him friendly banter talking shit now, and it's just solid rivalry. Yeah.
I think so. To this day.
To this day.
I'm a Tiger guy on that end of things. I think.
Yeah, I think you gotta be. I mean, I love Phil
I
too,
think
but
everyone kind of was, though.
yeah,
You know,
exactly. Phil's kind of a
Phil's a
dick.
California boy.
Yeah, silver spoon. But yeah, no, I think Tiger, you gotta go with. If you don't, you're a fucking criminal. But yeah, I guess round 5 here I go. Now I'm gonna talk to us a little bit. I had Chestnut Kobayashi. They had a great stint. I had Xbox versus PlayStation.
Wow.
Average Joe's Globo Gym. That's a classic.
I
Good
was
versus
thinking Happy
Evil.
Gilmore and Shooter.
Wow, that's a good one. Packers Bears, AB versus CTE. That one's still yet to come. We're in the process. He's just come out. Did you see he came out and was like, I got CTE and y'all are fucking with me? Like shit like that. So he's acknowledged he's got CTE now. So
good for him.
First step.
Progress.
But I'm gonna go with another sports pick here. I'm gonna go UNC Duke. And this is another one where the points are damn near fucking exact. The records within 2 or 3, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, they've had their spurts too of different guys having different rivalries. Coach K was kind of a constant theme through the whole or most of it. But yeah, I feel like both guys usually had a dirty white guy on their team that just was like a gritty, gonna foul the shit out of you. The Grayson Allen, the Plumlee types.
But then they also had the stars like Vince Carter, Grant Hill, Michael Jordan, James Worthy.
Crazy. So yeah. I mean, UNC Duke, like I said, they're virtually identical on the fucking stat sheets and crazy college rivalry. So pencil it in. Blue Bloods, exactly. Who are they? It's them. Is it Kansas, Kentucky, or the other 2?
The other 2, yeah. I think that's it. I don't know if Florida counts or not. I don't think it does.
I think it's just the 4. But I'm out of the 4. Where are you going? Not where you going, but you're somewhere. No, where I guess, yeah.
I'm going to Chapel Hill.
Yeah,
UNC.
Yeah, with a close second being Rock Chalk Jayhawk, baby.
Yeah, Kansas. I would have to think about for sure.
Yeah.
Sure, that's where Naismith's fucking, original rules of basketball live.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I didn't know that. Wow, Dr. James. But there it is. I'm gonna read it back real quick. We had Josh going Lakers versus Celtics, Alabama versus Auburn, Giants versus Dodgers, Michigan versus Ohio State, and Tiger versus Phil. I went Pepsi Coke, Apple versus Android, Yankees versus Red Sox, Democrat versus Republican, and UNC versus Duke. Yeah.
Did it.
There it is. And if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them my way. We'll revisit this in 2 weeks. Throw it in the comments, throw me a DM, whichever you prefer. But yeah, that's the podcast. Thank you all for doing this with us. And until next time, adios.
Peace.